If you are about to buy a green or teal sapphire engagement ring, you need to know that the color you see on the screen is probably lying to you. Navigating colored gemstone is incredibly difficult right now because the internet is flooded with heavily edited neon color photos that simply do not exist in nature. You're never gonna find them. That perfect teal you saw on Pinterest might show up looking like a dark glass in your living room, completely lifeless. There's also something Jewelry Rail tells you. Teal and green sapphires are natural chameleons. The exact same stone will look much greener outside in the natural sunlight and much more blue indoor under the warm light like this one. That color shift is completely normal. To help you to avoid buying a stone that looks completely different in a real life, I'm going to show you real unedited examples of natural sapphires in this video. We are going to break this down into the 5 clear categories. First, the pastels, which includes mints and the seafoam. Next, the earth tones covering olive and the deep green forest sapphires. Then the true teals, where we will define mermaids, peacocks, teal, and the true peacock's color. We also will look at the completely unique Parti or B-color sapphires. And finally, we're going to talk about the origin, comparing the Montana and Australian stones. Because teal and green covers a massive range of shades, organizing them this way gives you the exact vocabulary you need to confidently find the perfect stone for your partner's ring. And because sapphires are 9 on the Mohs hardness scale, they are most durable non-diamond options for a ring that will be worn every single day. If you love green sapphire and are wondering why you shouldn't buy an emerald, I actually have a whole separate video breaking down exactly how they are compared one to another in the engagement ring. Check it out, I'll leave the link in the description. Let's start with the first category, the pastels. A lot of clients want to avoid dark, heavy colors, which makes pastels incredibly elegant and easy to wear. First, we have the mint sapphire. A true mint is pale, crisp, and pearl green. Because it's lighter in tone, a well-cut mint sapphire will have an incredible light return. This is bright, lively, and will not ever look dark or black indoors. Now compare that to the seafoam sapphire, for example. Seafoam is still a pale green, but it has the distinct icy drop of blue mixed in. Knowing the difference between the pearl green mint and the icy blue-green seafoam is the first step in narrowing down her style and shows you are paying attention to exact aesthetic she loves. Moving deeper into the color spectrum, we hit the earth tones. First is the olive sapphire. Olive is a green sapphire with a strong yellow modifier. Because of that warm gold undertone, it's very sophisticated, earthy color. It's absolutely perfect if you're looking for a vintage bohemian aesthetic, and it is known for how beautiful it glows when it catches a golden hour light outdoor. The next we have a deep forest sapphire. This is where you have to be very careful. A rich dark green is stunning, but you have to watch out for something gemologists call extinction. Extinction happens when a dark stone is cut poorly, causing the large areas of the gem to look completely black and dead when you are indoor, away from the bright jewelry store light or Californian sun, for example. This is exactly why you cannot just buy a color. You have to buy a precision cut in any gemstone whatsoever. A well-cut forest green will still flash and spark rather than just absorbing the light. Because we move on to the teals, it's important to understand that picking the perfect color is only step 1. A sapphire's color is not a static label. It's a physical interaction between the stone, the light, the metal, everything really. For example, if you choose an olive sapphire, we can pair it, and we do recommend to pair it with the 18-karat yellow gold setting to put out the rich, warm yellow-green hue. Or if you choose the seafoam sapphire, we might use the white gold or platinum to keep it look icy and bright. At NinaVova, we do not just sell you a loose stone or mass-produced setting. Our true value is taking your unique love story and engineer completely bespoke and one-of-the-kind engagement ring around that specific stone, ensuring the piece is physically engineered, for her specific daily life while highlighting the stone. Absolute best feature. Now let's talk about the most requested category, the True Teals. What actually makes a sapphire teal instead of, let's say, just green? It is strong blue undertone. That blue is the tipping point, and it's also what drives the price up. Let's look at the Mermaid teal, for example. A true Mermaid teal is the perfect 50-50 split of blue and green. It feels balanced, vibrant, and incredibly unique. Moving deeper into the blue side, we have the Peacock teal. This is still a blended teal, but the blue is heavily dominated in the mix, usually about 70% blue to 30% green. It gives you that rich, dark ocean vibe. But a Peacock teal is a very different from True Peacock Sapphire. A True Peacock is not a blended teal. Its main base color is deep, rich blue. However, when the stone moves, it shoots out distinct bright flashes of green, mimicking the exact color shift of little peacock feather. When you are shopping, do not just ask for teal. Ask for 50-50 Mermaid or blue dominant peacock teal or flashing True Peacock. Using those exact terms, ensure you get the specific color behavior you want, and it proves to the jeweler that you know exactly what you are talking about. If you want something truly unique, one of the kind, you need to look at the Parti sapphire, also known as the B-color sapphires. These are often grouped within teals because they are featured the exact same color, blues and greens and yellows, but instead of blending into one solid shade, a Parti sapphire shows distinct separate zones of colors at the exact same time, like a clear band of yellow setting right next to a zone of blue or green. It is literal fingerprints of the earth. Because of how the crystal grew, no two Parti sapphire will ever have the same color zoning. If you want a ring that is literally impossible to replicate, this is the stone you choose. Color is not just about the hue though, it's also about where the gemstone coming from. The geography plays a massive role in the final look, which brings us to the origins. Let's look at the Montana sapphire, for example. Mined right here in the US in Montana, sapphires are famous for a very specific steely, grayish, denim blue and green vibes. They are slightly muted, incredibly chic, and very popular for a modern, understated aesthetic. On the other hand, we have the Australian sapphires. Australian stones are famous for producing deep, highly saturated, moody teals, often with the hidden flashes of yellow. So if you want silvery, steely green, you are looking for a Montana stones. If you want a rich, dark, moody peacock color, you need to focus on Australian sapphires. I also want to quickly mention that while we have been looking for a natural earth mined stone with this incredible geological trails, both green and teal sapphires are absolutely available in lab-grown formats. They are chemically and optically identical to the natural sapphires, and if your priority is maximizing the size of the stone or hitting a very specific budget while you still getting a gorgeous teal or green, a lab-grown sapphire is the fantastic choice. Highly durable option to consider. You now have the exact vocabulary to confidently choose a green or teal sapphire, but there is still more to learn. You need to understand how different metal choices affect the stone security and how to balance your budget between the center stone and the custom setting. For all of that, I highly recommend investing some time going through our YouTube playlist. They contained all of the necessary information to help you understand the exact alloys and structural design you need for a lifetime ring. Click the link in the description to explore those playlists or book one-on-one session with me directly so we can start your custom design phase. Let's get this ring right.